from today, put in Kesef, Talve Sami, Kesef Talve Sami, Eseoni Imoch. First of all, we want to greet Bruchim Aboim. We have a very chosh v'olam tonight as usual. Those are Orchim, those are not Orchim. And Hakol Tov v'Mazel, jede Sache wünscht im Mazel. Davon macht jede Sache im Leben. Everything you see, auf Yusuf Tersh Hechel, everything has to have a Mazel. Amol ben a Yira Shlemazalnik, a Yira Aloy Mutzlach, and but he was very proud, and he wouldn't hear of anybody coming to his help, and he wouldn't hear of it. But he desperately needed help, so his good friends, they came up with an idea of how to help him. They said they're going to play a game, and the game is they'll take a hat, and they'll put in the hat numbers, and the winning number will be 7. And each one, and into the hat also, each one will put money. How much could he put in? But the others, I'm saying, he said that there should be a matzalach shuva in the hat, and they made it between themselves. Shiller Haid, he should know, the nitzrach should know that they're only going to put number 7s in the hat, and each one, as they'll pick out their number 7, they'll act like they're just like the Marnshtel, like you're disappointed they didn't get number 7. So the stage is all set, the hat is there, the and everybody takes out their number, and they stand there disappointed. And the Nitzrach, the one who was supposed to be the Makal, should be benefit from it, he's also standing there disappointed. They didn't know what to make of it. How come he didn't call out right? They got number 7. So he said to him, Yankel, what number did you get? He says 6 3/4. The number from the hat, the side fell into the. In Kesef Talve, es Ami, es Heoni Imoch. What's the Koivelosh in Kesef Talve, es Ami, and es Heoni Imoch. The Hatzolah in New York, and other Tzorchei Tzibur, Tzimchei Shabbos, other very choshev Moses that are Isaac and Chesed and Meisim Tovim. Once a year, they make a banquet, a dinner to honor the heads of local of the police department, the fire department, and they give out plaques, citations to be mechazik them that they continue helping the tzibur. So they had at the dinner, they had a baschen. He was talking here also, Shlomo Darshan. He was in by one of the Malkis. He's saying his batchonis, and they're standing there. One of the officers, the policeman, is standing there, and he's after quite a while performing, he says to him, Mr. Comedian, are you finished yet? I cooked them on it. Everybody seems to be enjoying the batchonis, the kishren, all the vitzen. I told him some a dumb guy. He doesn't understand that. So he says to him, yes, I'm finished. He said, well, let me tell you a story. He said, it was a Thursday night, and we were one of the most Orthodox religious neighborhoods. It was 2 or 3 in the morning. We're patrolling the streets. We see a car driving along, and it stops one house, then a couple of houses later. Another house goes down the basement, comes up. Look very suspicious. 2 in the morning. What are they doing there? So we turn on our headlights, our siren. We stop in the hole. Driver's license, registration. We want to search what are you doing? You want to search your truck. So what are you doing here in the streets here? They said, well, there are people that are in need. They're one time high up on the financial ladder, and they're suffering poverty in the extreme, and they're very honorable people. They wouldn't hear of taking any kind of handout, and the Sabbath is fast approaching. They haven't got what to serve on the table, so we deposit food packages after we're certain that the entire household is fast asleep. Ha ha! Well, you should write fiction, you boys. Well, we're going to search your truck. They get out of the back of the truck, and they start looking, and there's gefilte fish, and there's herring, chicken, and the kishke, and they start searching. They can't find anything, and in their haste, they start to kick over some of the food. And they're looking, and the mix of this dish, that dish, it started to make them nauseous, and they can't find anything. And he said, we looked, and we finally realized that they were telling the absolute truth. And one of the officer that was with me, he turned to me and he says, Captain, he says, we belong to the wrong people. But the good Achronim touches like this. In Keser Talve, a halvoye, so a malablay, three cry in vain, and there's a Mashiach, nothing can help them. One is Hamala Blade, so he teaches in Kesef Talve, when you give a Havoye Esami, there must be Edis present. As He'oni, when you come to help a Norman, Imach, it should be only Betsina, nobody else should know, only you and he as well. Messiah, it comes to the minyan, but Hashem, until the minyan comes together, there was a magnificent story in one of the daily newspapers, the New York Times Sunday edition, some 40 years ago. Yid Nabach was very estranged, assimilated Yid, undertook a trip to Germany on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. The company was a business trip. A driver from the company met him, and in his tours, he was invited to the home of a German for supper. He's eating his dinner there with this German, and he notices on the wall a portrait of a Nazi SS officer with a full dress, even with the lacquered brim, and with pride, his host, the German, points it. He says, "That's my father." All of a sudden, all the Yiddishkeit, the Jewishness that lay dormant, buried down, way deep down for years, it all of a sudden surfaced, and he had extreme difficulty in keeping down his dinner without throwing it up. So he made some kind of quick excuse, and he went out in the street he came up for air. Right then and there, he decided Yom Kippur's only 2 days away. He hasn't been in a shul since his bar mitzvah from 35 years ago. Come what may, he must be in a synagogue. He has to be on Yom Kippur. He finds a small little shul there that uses a shul. There's a sign there, services Yom Kippur day 9:30. See, they didn't have enough to come in for Kol Nidre, so only by day. He's there bright and early. He wants to wash away that horrible experience from being in this Nazi's house. So he gets there bright and early. He's the first one there. After he gets there, the first yid comes, it's 9:16. Then the second yid comes. When the second yid comes, the first one takes and rolls up his sleeve, and the second one, they roll up his sleeve, and they expose the branding marks from the concentration camp. A few minutes later, the third one arrives, and the first two greet the third one was rolling up their sleeves And this sleeve rolling ritual continues until there are 9 people already, and it's already 9:30, and it's 20 to 10, and the hour leaders start to go through the streets and through the mailboxes. Where may I know the Esri? Where's the 10th one going to come from? And see, in Beinoine, there's no one that's going to help them. So they decide. One year went over is about Tefillah, and everybody opened up the Machzerim, and they're starting to daven. Some 20 minutes later, the door opens up. Everybody looks. Oh my goodness! There walks in a Yid dressed Yontiv the 10th one. He takes a seat together with this Yid, this assimilated Yid, they get into conversation. So this assimilated Yid tells him where he's from, and this 10th Yid tells him where he's from. He says, I'm also from America, from New York somewhere. He says, every year I go to Tel Aviv for Rosh Hashanah to be with my sister. He says, and then I try to make it, if all possible, I try to make it here for Yom Kippur, he said, because I know there's struggle here. This was a town where they had one time 10,000 Yidden living here. So he said, I try to make it here for Yom Kippur, to help them with their minyan. And then he rolls up his sleeve and he shows them the branding marks for the concentration camp. Sister in the New York Times, they had extreme difficulty in seeing the words in the Machzer from the tears that fled in his eyes. Chanani v'nakash oimer, Rotsa HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'zakish es Yisrael, v'tzig chibot ter mitzvahs, shnemar, Adonai chaves